Hello, Entropians. How's it going? This is Mikhail, and I'm here today to talk about life in Entropia Universe. No, not really. I'm here today to talk about PED, how to make it, how most importantly, how not to lose it. Because everybody wants to know how to make PED, but nobody wants to talk about how not to lose PED in this game. And I have watched a few other people who make YouTube videos. I've been watching a lot of Entropia videos lately partly because I've come back to the game after a hiatus and I don't know what I'm doing as far as the interfaces and the controls. And, I'm kind of reassessing market value and the fact that my eyes are so wide open right now, which of course now I'm back to like I can't figure out how to face the camera. But anyway, so I was watching a video and it was, 5 ways you can make money in Entropia Universe. And it was recorded recently. I'm recording this March 15th, 2026, while I'm trying to survive Snowmageddon here in central Wisconsin. We're expected to get like 20 plus inches of snow, up to 30. And then there's going to be mixed icy sleet in there too. So, yeah, I'm not going anywhere for a while. But, okay, I digress. So I'm watching this video, right? And it's top 5 ways to make money make money in Entropia Universe. Number one was sweating. Now, sweating is great. Sweating is perfectly fine. It's wonderful. However, you have to be smart about it. You can't be dressed cute like I am. No. Look at how cute I am. I really am cute. That's exactly what I looked like when I was 19 years old. For those of you who haven't seen my videos before, that's what I modeled this avatar after, at least in my fantasies. No, I must have looked that good though, because I had a lot of guy dates back then. But anyway, so people who sweat in clothing or armor are not smart because they're sweating and they're gaining skills. That is true. So they're getting sweat and they're getting skills from the sweat, such as evade, which is super important. But then they're throwing money out the window because they're taking decay on whatever they have equipped. Now, if it's unlimited armor, it offers protection until the day it breaks and it cannot be repaired. So then you're throwing money when there's no way to get that protection. There's no way to extend that armor. If you're wearing, or I meant unlimited. Sorry, anyway, the point is that one armor you can repair, which will cost you PED anyway to get it back to 100% protection, and one armor you can net, which is the limited, because eventually it'll break. It's 100% protection until the day it breaks. But every time you get hit, it's grading a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and you cannot fix that. You're repairing your armor and you're throwing money away. So the best thing to do is not have these things equipped. Like completely just, like if I don't even know, does it do this? I don't know. If I select these things and unequip, I guess it doesn't let you do it all. I'd have to unequip everything. I'll show you what it's like. The people who look like this when they're sweating are smart players. Because we all know that in this game, if you think you're going to make PED with zero investment, the only way you're doing it is to be naked and then sweat, or if you take the free stuff they got, even that costs money, right? The knife or the knife, and you go out and kill punies with it or whatever, you're getting skills. You're not taking any decay except for on the weapon you're using, which a sweat tool, unless that's changed, that doesn't decay. So it's like 100% in your pocket if you can find a market for the sweat, which some people need to craft with or whatever. I know I used to buy sweat occasion from players, but it was at a low markup. But anything over 100% markup is good, right? Even if you're getting 1.0001, that's 0.0001 more than the sweat would be worth in the TT machine, or if you TT, I don't remember. Okay, so that's one thing, is that you don't want to take any decay when you're sweating. Because, and the other thing is, like, these other videos are like, oh, you just sweat, you can make money. They don't tell you how. They don't tell you that there has to be a market for it, that you're probably going to have to find an individual player to buy that from you because there's no market for it on the auction, obviously. I don't even know if it sells on the auction. I don't even remember. But the point is that I always had to buy it from other players. I would do a trade. They knew they could come back to me every 2 weeks with whatever sweat they gathered, and I would buy them. As a few players, I would do that for. And they were my regular suppliers. I know that sounds like a drug deal, but it really wasn't. It kind of was. No. Anyway, so yes, you can sell stuff to other players. Okay, so that's one thing, right? Then item number 2 on this person's list was crafting. Well, I can tell you, again, you have to be smart in craft because crafting is like you have to get the materials somehow, and you either buy them off the auction, you buy them from another player who's gone out and hunted for these materials you need, and they're the ones who have taken the decay and spent money on the ammo or converted the shrapnel to ammo, whatever. I mean, it costs money to make money, right? So then you get the materials from these other players, or you have to go out and get them yourself. Now, you take all that into consideration, then you come over to the crafting machine, which, not gonna lie, it doesn't look like my panda machine, because I'm going to tell you a story in a moment about a panda machine. It doesn't look like a gambling machine, but quite honestly, it is because I put my money in and I click to spin, and I may or may not have success and win on something. If it's a partial, then maybe I got 3 of a kind. If it's a full TT, maybe I got 5 of a kind. If it's a full TT with a global, meaning that I made additional residue or something over the top of the TT item, then maybe I got the bonus spins. Right? It's all very similar. So what I need to make today is I need to make some men arm guards, and I should probably check my inventory very quickly to make sure. Because I'm stocking my shop, so I have all this armor with me. And let's see, compact. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any red arm guards, and that's what I need. I need red boy arm guards. So I really need firewall arm guards. And you have this. This annoys me that I have to type all this in. MK. Whoop, M. Wow. MK-3. I can't capitalize. I don't know what's going on. I. That's I. Not ones. And then let's search. Okay, so this is what I need. And I need to be able to do not the female, I need to do the male. So that's mistake number 1. If you're doing any clothing or armor and you have a specific need, say someone hired you to craft something for them for some reason, even though you're a new player, and why would that happen? You have to make sure that if it's a gender-based item, that you pick the right gender, because it would really suck. Right now I have 11 attempts remaining, but if I need full TT, I have to have the proper amount of metal residue or energy residue in my inventory, which I'll get to. But if I craft the female when I really needed the male, well, that sucks. Okay, because you can't get that back once you click the button. The other thing I wanted to talk about is this is level 8. My success rate is 83.4%. That's optimistic. That is the game telling me that I will do that good. I don't necessarily believe that. Okay. The QRCD of my blueprint is 9.4. You know, honestly, if I'd get it to 100%, that doesn't guarantee anything anyway. So I don't really geek out about this, and I would never pay more for a blueprint that has a 100% QRCD. I think that's a waste of money. Build the blueprints yourself. Click them yourself. Build this percentage, this thingy, this number up yourself. All it is it's supposed to increase your success rate based on your crafting level and a number of other factors that I am sure are built into the algorithm that there's no way in hell MindArc is going to tell us about. Okay, so this leads me kind of to my story about my panda machine. I go gambling like 3 times a year. And there's one specific game I like to play. And it used to be Hot Babies. It used to be I don't even remember what it was called. I called it Hot Babies. It was little devil babies crawling around on the screen, and then Donna Summer would sing hot, 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 hot stuff, hot, 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 if you hit the bonus. Like, it was really cool. So that's my favorite game, but now it's a panda. And they play a different kind of disco if you get the bonus. I don't even remember what song it is. So that's the one. Hi, Barley. That's the one that I play. I was down to $38. I was ready to message my brother and be like, dude, I'm ready to go. And all of a sudden this couple comes up and sits down. And this is one of these progressive machines where you can sit, like, there's 4 people that can sit around at these different stations and kind of all feed into the same, it's not the same, but I mean, all feed into that progressive jackpot. And this guy wheels his wife up. She's got MS in a wheelchair. They wheel up. They sit down. They start playing. Within seconds, she's hitting 5 of a kinds. She's hitting the bonuses. She's getting, $200 here, $150 there. I'm like, what in the actual hell? I'm sitting there clicking. I'd been there for 3 hours. And it maybe would pay me $80 here, $80 there. It would pay me enough to keep me playing, but it wouldn't pay me enough to get me ahead. Sound familiar? That's why I don't chase globals in this game. I only chase them at the casinos. But anyway, so finally, after I'm talking to them for about 15, 20 minutes, I'm like, what is the magic? Because then he started hitting too. He's hitting things. And I'm like, why are you guys winning and I'm not? And they're like, we're betting the max. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm betting $1.50 a spin. They're betting like $4.50 a spin. $4.50 a spin. That's a lot. I mean, that burns my budget in like, what is it, 25 spins? So I'm like, yeah, I would have been sitting there for like 12 minutes. I would have been done. Well, I had been there 3 hours. So I'm like, you know what? Caution to the wind. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. And I just clicked max bet and started betting. Starting with $38. $4 a spin. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, third spin, $180. Fifth spin, bonus, $300. Next thing you know, I'm up to $800. He's up to $1,200, or no, he was up to $2,500 and she was up to $1,200. And I'm up to $800. And I could have kept playing, but then all of a sudden, we all started losing at the same time. Boop, boop, boop. And paid down $100 and I cashed out $700. And I'm like, woohoo, I'm way up. I bought my brother dinner on the way home. It was great. How does this tie into Entropia, you ask? I'm sitting at my panda machine right now. I have put my money in. I am going to click max bet. That's what's happening here, kind of. So, okay. So I made sure that I'm making boy arm guards, which is what I need. I need Firewall 3. These are relatively rare blueprints in the game. Last I heard, and even talking to someone recently, it sounds like these are. At one point, I was one of 3 players in the entire game that owned a full set of Firewall Limited armor blueprints. The blueprints are unlimited, the armor is not. So it shows you what ingredients you need. And that tells you, it will do the math for you and say you have 11 attempts left before you run out of materials as it sits right now in your inventory. These will pull from my bank inventory, and also inside the storage containers within my inventory. So I would show you that, but to demonstrate, I'm just going to go to my materials, my resources tab. I don't have any of these things, right? Materials tab, nothing here, right? It's pulling from my bank, wherever I've got it squirreled away. Now, when I click construct, this is kind of important. You only want to do one attempt at a time. The reason for this, now I wouldn't say that, like if you're doing components where, I mean, because I just need one. I need one arm guard. I don't need all 11, because then I have to sell all 11. And I might need some of these materials to craft something else. So as a store owner, I just click one time each click, okay? The other thing you want to keep in mind is your metal and or energy residue. That is what creates a full TT item. If I just click it as it sits right now, I'm not going to get a full TT item. I might get something that's only worth like 0.01 PED. I want full TT because I'm going to put it in my shop. Okay, I'm going to say use residue. Right now, this is similar to Panda Game because this is a correct on a pie machine. I have to move decimal over 2 places to know how much residue I have. I have 481.07 in residue. Okay, so the other thing, just residue doesn't mean you have enough to cover the full value of your craft. Now I know my arms are like target. It's 70 target. I mean, I could look back again, but I don't want to flip. So it does say here that I'm making a craftable. Oops, I don't focus view. I don't know. I lost my image. I don't care. What's this here? Oh, it tells me where it is. Well, that's nice. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, it is anyway. I don't know. Make it big more. I don't care. And oh yeah, full screen. Oh, there we go. So all right, and then it gives the option stop and residue is completed. Sorry, means when I'm out. Which, if I'm doing a full crafting run, I guess I would check that. But honestly, because I'm only doing one click each, I click a button. It doesn't matter to me. I'm manually keeping it on. Then it has a sell. Put in the shop. I don't want to sell. I would say you want to sell because sell limit TT. I don't know. Like I've not played with those. I shouldn't have the auction because then I control how I'm charging for it. Then the rest this condition slider. The 6 rate determined by the condition slider. If I would do full condition, meaning I'm going to do full TT. I'm really going to chase the bowls. I'm doing max bet. No, I am committed bet. I'm going to use my guarantee full condition if I have success. So now, knowing all that, okay, we've got our results panel over here. We can see I don't have anything. I would never do automatic. Stay for me automatic. Yeah, over the little things. So I've craft. It's constructing. Ta-da! Near success. Now this is where crafting may not make money because you have to know. We need 10 God ingots, feed ingots, open source, and searcher. Those are required for each click. I heard this 344 PED. I guarantee I covered the cost of my click. So even though I did get some back, it wasn't enough. And I got some residue and I got some shrapnel. So yeah, I got my open source back, thank God. But it's just, you have to really know what you're doing if you care. I don't keep like that. I kind of just keep the ballpark on win and try to do as much as possible. Knowing that game, the house is structured to win. Now I don't want to tell you because I'm completely the higher skill levels in terms of how you will be at beating the house. That does not mean you're guaranteed to beat the house. Now I have to again. This was right in my inventory. I don't have to like this window is I shouldn't just do that. So now I'm gonna try again. I'll use my residue. Your success. 13 PED. It's a little better because I'm pretty sure that covers the cost of my click. I think my click is around 8 PED. I'd have to do the math. Okay, success. Yay. You see 70 PED. Right here are my armored setup. And if I give the information, full TT, limited can't be repaired. And there's your details and description, etc. And that's all I needed because then I'm selling shop. So that means I'm closing the machine. It cost me 3 clicks. And it's not close. Okay. So go back to browse at least so I'm not accidentally clicking construct. Oh my god, that'd be horrible. There we go. So anyway, then if I look at my inventory, there are my materials and there are my arm guards. And then what I do is I go to my storage facility and I say the stuff that I have in my inventory, the materials, I want to put back. Resources and materials. So I go to my materials tab and I say, yeah, right, let's see, where is it? Oh my god, why am I having issues? I don't know why I'm having issues. The point is, I'll combine later, but I throw this shit in here because I don't want to be looted later. Oh, there we go. So I can say merge all stacks, include other containers. Boof. It should, it used to pull right from my inventory. I don't know what's going on. Okay, well, we'll just throw it there. Merge all stacks. No, I guess not. It doesn't matter. The point is, okay, you saw how I'm crafting. Now, number 3, he said, was hunting. And I'll tell you right now that depending on what you're hunting, and depending on what you're wearing when you're hunting, and depending how much ammo you have and where you got that ammo from, hunting is an investment. It's enjoyable. I really enjoy hunting. I love hunting. That's why I have feral armor, so I can go out and kill viscerators, and it lasts forever. That armor is great for viscerators. But you have to be prepared to buy weapons, buy ammo. You know, do you need a scope? Do you need the attachments? I have like the amplifier, the laser sight. All those things help. Okay, and then when what does it help? Well, it help kill stuff so that you can actually see what you're doing. And then your professions and your skills. There's some skills. Okay. So these are the kind of things, you'll gain agility, you'll gain aim, you'll gain enemy for killing live things, you'll gain ammo lore and whatever. I mean, there's different things, right, that you can really attachments technology. You don't get that unless you have attachments involved. So there's a whole bunch of cross-platform, skill stuff, okay, that you get from doing things, but it costs you money. Okay, and then the thing I wanted to talk about was the total points. I used to be able to. I don't know if you still can, but I think you can. You used to be able to chip out skills and sell them on the auction, and if you bought them, you could chip them in to boost your skills. That's something that I'm talking about in those videos. I don't recommend it. Yes, you make really great PED chipping out and selling skills, but I can tell you that then you have to try and get those skills built up again, and what you may have along the way, maybe it didn't cost you as much first time around, and then the second time around you're trying to build those skills again, so chip them out and sell them makes more. You don't know. So it's just a thought. But okay, so hunting, I think it's pretty obvious that that's going to cost you money in the long run. And the only way you're going to make money off is that the materials you gather, you sell for a markup. You may or may not get globals, which globals are usually shrapnel metal res. You just, the shrapnel you turn into more ammunition. So I mean, it's really not a win-win. Well, you get rare items that you can sell. The fourth, let me think, what was the fourth thing he said that he could do to make money? Mining. That too, just like hunting. Cost me. You have to be prepared for mobs to hit you when you're mining. You have to have a vehicle of some sort, most likely to get you to where you need to. I mean, you might even have space mining. I saw a video on that. I'm excited. I can't wait to try it. But oh my god, it gives pirating a whole new dimension. And then, so you have to be prepared. And then also, the heavier you weigh, the slower you move. So you want to have something with you that you can put that ore that you're mining to, be it one of those weird boxes that makes you lighter, or a vehicle storage, or whatever, or a vehicle. Because like I used to mine, I bring vehicles with me, and by vehicles I mean like I'm talking vehicles, like all these. Like I didn't bring them all, but I bring like something with bigger storage. It's like a slep. This has 32 items and up to X amount of weight. So then I had that in storage, and I would put ore into the vehicle storage, and then I would place the vehicle, and I would send it back to my inventory. So that was a way that I could shortcut that weight. Send the ore back to my inventory when it was maxed out in the vehicle. And I had 3 vehicles with me, and I started walking around. And then I also had one with fuel in it, so that if it got stuck or like a mob was in me and wouldn't leave me alone, then I could launch and higher. All of these things, right, are initial investments. But the good news is once you have them, I mean, I've had these vehicles for 12 years or more. I've been playing this game for like 12, 15 years. Like, I don't have to worry. They'll work. If I put fuel in them, I can use them. Even my boat was like the very first thing I bought. I never go in the water anymore. And sharks scare me. Watching other videos, like it's for real. So, okay, and then the last thing he lost, which I couldn't even believe that he brought this up, was, all you have to do, a land area. I laughed so hard when I heard that. Not because he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong in anything he said in the video. However, owning a land area, that is a huge investment. It's insanity. Because to own a land area, oh my god, it doesn't even show him the areas like here. If I go over, I don't even know. Yeah, all the green ones are land areas on Calypso, because I'm on Calypso right now, okay? So the green ones are land areas. They're all individual. Here's Outback Land number 64. I don't think I can, you can get it on. The point is that these land areas cost like a lot. I don't even know how much they're going for now. They're rarely on auction. Usually they're in private sale, or they're offered by MA, and then you have to do a land grab or something crazy. Teleporters on them cost the owner money to place. If they have storage capabilities, bank capability, auction capability, grabbing capability, that all costs the landowner money to place there. It's kind of like owning a franchise. I buy a UPS store, I have to use UPS equipment, it costs me money. I have to go to train, it costs me money. I have to have supplies, it costs me money. Okay, so then they had tax on the land area so that every time you hunt or mine or whatever on the land area, they get a percentage. Similar to when people small in my shop. When I sell things in my shop, I price them at a certain percentage, and then it automatically adds a 2.5% tax, something like that, to purchase price that the buyer has to pay. So I get my percentage that I set, but then the owner of Twenty Small, even though I own my shop, the owner of the mall that my shop is in gets a cut. But the cut doesn't come from me, the cut comes from you when you buy my product. So I price accordingly to make up for that, because, well, I don't know, I feel like it's almost penalty, not really. So the land area, I mean, I jokingly said someday I own land area. That's not happening in my lifetime. And I own 2 shops. I used to own 4 shops. Well, I used to 5, because I owned one on the surface of Entropia, and I owned one in Hell. And then I owned one on Maria. That was a good shop. I just couldn't keep up. My Arcadia shop is amazing. I love it. It's right by the teleporter. And then my Twin Peaks Small shop. And right now, I have the Twin Peaks Small shop and my Arcadia shop. So, Mikhail, did you make money on this game? Technically, yes, I did. Because I invested a lot to buy those 5 shops. But when I sold the 3 shops, I made a profit on 3 shops. And the whole time I had the shops, I was placing items that normally I was able to take it either flat, like break even, or I made it slightly at a profit. I got the things decent in my shop, and those were selling for a markup, and I wasn't paying a fee. I wasn't paying a fee. Now, I would have if I would place it on auction. And something else that we talked about was auction. Yes, auction can be confusing. Would I recommend auction for the average player? Maybe. I mean, I keep an eye on this chat that's going and look at what people are buying and see if you can figure out somebody who could maybe buy from you as a regular supplier and then get work because this game is work. Now, if you wanted to try a game that was similar to this, but maybe not as much risk, RuneScape that I do, yes, a monthly fee. No, I can't make money off of RuneScape. I can make decay and then sell it live only if I want to being banned forever. And I had my account since like 2008, so I don't want to get banned. Just the nice thing about Entropia is that you won't get banned because all trades are final. They just go, you know what, you borrowed something to someone and they decided not to give it back. Too bad. That's how you use collateral if you borrow out. So yeah, all these things cost money. But you know what? In the long run, I made money in the game. Yes, I did. The moral of the story is you need to spend PED to make PED. And if you don't like that, then go play something else. I don't want anyone to lose their home gambling away the fact you might be big in intro. They may as well just go to a casino and live. But if you're going to play smart, it's almost like trading. It's almost like buying the right stocks at the right time. But you really have to be, you cannot chase levels in this game because we don't know the algorithm code. If somebody does, please let me know because I would love to read through Entropia. Go if I read it, it'd be great. Just to see where the randomizations really happen and how many times they're looping randomizations in. Because you did a random and then they wrote the code and in that code they did another random and it was all like randoms within randoms within randoms that kind of determine the outcome, which is probably what's happening. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at Hall of Fame. I mean, you want to see what this game does. Look at the Hall of Fame. Now, we look by default. Hunting within the last 24 hours. Okay, this guy, Roy, he got a 10,000 PED off. That's amazing. What creature did he kill? The subject, SA30. Do I know what that is? No. Do I know how to hit points? Is that? No. Do I know how much it cost him to kill it? What weapon was he using? Was he using a smart weapon or a dumb weapon? Was he using a weapon within his skill level? Or did he buy an Uber weapon? I don't know. So people will see this 10,000 PED off and freak out. They'll be like, oh god, that's amazing. I can do that too. Depends if you get smarter or not, right? Well, look at all-time high. All-time high. 331,000 PED on a Molman Looter Elite, which were tough to kill back in the day. That happened in 2013. Now, are you telling me nothing has beat that loot in hunting for 13 years. 13 years that record has stood. That's insanity. Do you really think you're going to hit that? Probably not. And the question is, like, if there are gambling algorithms involved, eventually this record needs to be beaten, right? You think, but which mob, where, and when? Holy shit, I can't even think about it. That's just hunting, right? You take a look at mining. 2018, the highest loot. 2012 was a good year. Construction, which I'm assuming is crafting. I don't know why they just don't call it crafting. Okay, 2021, 2023, 2024, so it looks like 2025. That was a little more recent. Now remember, I'm getting the all-time highs here. The killing spree, who cares? It's count. New items. These are the people who find stuff, and new stuff gets introduced to the game. And dude found Arcadia Land Area 4 claim. That would be pretty freaking amazing. If that truly, if you're looking and you just find the area, that'd be awesome. If that's what that means. I mean, that name. Does that mean he claimed Land Area 4 and it was the first time it was claimed? I don't remember, but that was 2015. All these are way back. But if we look at the last 4 hours, a helmet, a perfected helmet for 182 PED. I'm just saying, like, rare item. I mean, if you look at the history of this and start extrapolating the potential odds of what you can do, be realistic and be smart about it. I guess that's all I'm saying. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat below. I will do my best to answer you. And if you have concerns about what I've shared today, maybe accurate on some things, it's possible. I haven't touched this game more than stocking my shops in like 5 years or more. I touched my shops like once a year. I'm trying to come back, but real life. I shoot a lot of pool. I can't shoot pool and play Entropia at the same time. It doesn't work. So, that being said, I truly hope you enjoy this game. And if you want to try a game to see if you even like this style of game, try RuneScape first. And then there's like RuneScape for grown-ups. You know what I mean? Even there's lots of grown-ups that play RuneScape too. I'm just saying, like, this is like the next level RuneScape in my mind. So play safe, enjoy, live off big, and subscribe if you like what I had to say. And I hope I see you soon. And I'm sorry it was such a long video, but maybe I'll make some shorts out of it. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, take care, off big, Mikhail, out.